Good morning and welcome to the Friday special Better Thyself segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. You remember when your kids play games, or you played video game as a kid, you would often like to look for the cheat codes to help you gain a competitive advantage. And the specific cheat codes would help you jump ahead of 97% of the people. But the same cheat codes, if you look at them and practice them, can help you become much better and jump ahead at least 90% of your competitors. Amazed, isn't it? These cheat codes could unlock a new achievement and allow you to save yourself a significant amount of time. But are you aware that you have got to practice them? You have got to learn them to get ahead of others. So I'm going to give you some cheat codes that will put you years ahead of the 97% people with whom we have got to compete. The first cheat code you should have is become comfortable with being rejected. And the sooner you stop fearing rejection, the sooner you can become unstoppable. Every important and successful entrepreneur or person has been through a laundry list of failures. As much as we love to glamorize the risk takers, we cannot ignore how much they have failed to become a success. The road to success is paved with the milestones of failures. And one could even argue the road to success is also full of the crushed dreams. So if you can accept failure, if you feel comfortable with being rejected, then you would be sure that this is going to help you a lot. And every failure brings you one step closer that would change your entire life. They say one door closes, another one opens. This may not seem like the case at the moment, but those rejections will help you become more tenacious, more strong than you already are. The second cheat code: pay attention to the people who treat service workers because their treatment reveals their true colors. And you can learn from that. How someone treats those who cannot do something for themselves accurately indicates the character. You can learn plenty by observing how someone is treating the service people. There is one quote that summarizes the best, and we cannot argue with the greatness of all time. It was Muhammad Ali who said, I don't trust anyone who is not nice, who is nice to me but rude to the waiters, because they would treat me the same way if I were in that position. So the treatment of the people who are not as smart as you are, who are not as fortunate you are, who are not as successful as you are, but treat them with graciousness is make you ahead of it. I remember as a CEO, I was very tough with the managers, but with the workers and with the junior people, I would take a very, very lenient attitude. And somebody asked me, and I said, look here, these people are already crushed. You have got to lift them up psychologically, mentally, morally. The third cheat code: embrace adversity because it will help you grow more and you will not remain stuck in the comfort zone. You see, the worst place you can spend any time if you want to grow in life is the comfort zone. Most stupid thing. The comfort zone is the most killing, initiative killing zone on the way to progress. The comfort zone is where your dreams go to die and wither away. And why? Nothing remarkable ever comes from playing safe. You want to go ahead of your life and you are still in the comfort zone? Forget about going ahead. Now, how do you embrace adversity? How do you come out of the comfort zone? That's $1 million question. First, don't be afraid to suck at something new. Anything new, adopt it. Doesn't matter. Challenge yourself constantly. Try a new sport regardless of your age. Read a new book. Read a new field of knowledge. Go to a new discipline. Seek feedback from people who are not afraid to hurt your feelings. People who hurt your feelings, they're your best friends. And then we always blame them. No, they are to be admired, they are to be cherished. And if it scares you, then it means you need to do it. You have a job and you are afraid of the job. There are two options, either run away or do it. If you run away, you are ordinary run away people. If you do it, you are going to be successful. And if your goals are not intimidating, then they are not bold enough. Your goals should be bold, should be challenging. And if you are not afraid of the goal, then what's the goal meant for? So this is the third cheat code. Fourth cheat code, which is my favorite. Take action first, then figure it out as you go. This I have put as my idea of the day as well. Take action. Ordinarily people say that the Sardars act first and think later on. Yes, and that's why they are more successful. So many of us want to know everything up front before taking action. What would happen? What are the risks? How to implement them? That's okay. But taking action when you don't know all the answers is a true superpower. The stars will never align if you go to astrologer. And the universe won't conspire to give you the perfect conditions for starting anything. You have to take action first and then watch everything soon. What will happen would happen. And then you watch how everything conspires in your favor once you start to build momentum on your own. This is catching nettle. If you have a nettle is a prickly plant. So if you hold it very softly and everything, it hurts you, pierces your skin. But you put it into your palm and then crush it, then it doesn't hurt you. So what happens is we often assume that the world moves at our leisure. No, it doesn't. We delay when we should initiate. We jog when we should be running, or better sprinting. And then we are shocked. Shocked because nothing big ever happens. Opportunity never comes and we forget it. That this is because of us, our inaction. Even Shakespeare in Hamlet says, much thought pales the action. So action is important, not the analysis of that. Analysis you can do later. When new obstacles begin to pile up and enter finally, get their act together, and that's the time. So don't start waiting for the perfect opportunity, perfect conditions to start. Focus on progress over perfection. No, the worst thing with this, we want to be perfect. No, I don't want to be perfect. I want to progress inches, foot, miles. I'll be perfect the day I die. That's okay. And that's why, in Indian language, Punjabi, they call, and when somebody dies, they say, Pura ho gaya, he's completed, he's become perfect. So perfection is death. Don't wait for the perfection. Act in the living present. And the next cheat code, know when you want to what you want out of life. Understand what you want. If you don't know what you want, you'll never get what you want. You go to a shop, you have to know what you want. Similarly, you go to life, you are living life. You have got to know what you want to do. And if you don't know what you want to do, then how will you get it? They say no road will take you there when you don't know where you're going. The destination should be clear and then you can choose a path. You must figure out what you want from the life to start playing to make it happen. I've seen so many people walk through life aimlessly, without plan, and then they wonder they never got lucky. Why should they? Knowing what you want from life is the ultimate cheat code. Once you know what you're after, you can craft a plan to go after it. The best part is that no matter what you want to accomplish, chances are that someone out there already has done it. So you can't learn from them. You can't learn from buying a book, taking a course, or paying for the coaching. No, you've got to learn it once you decide what you do it. And the next cheat code, never stop investing in yourself. We invest in the banks and the shares and the real estate. No, invest in yourself. That's the most important thing you do. Make yourself a priority. That's not being selfish. It's actually the most important thing you can do. Because you can't pour from an empty glass. If you're a glass and if it's empty, can you take water out of it? No, you can't. So fill yourself up first. Every investment you make in yourself will pay dividends later on. And how can you invest yourself right now? Learn a new skill every day. The more you learn, the more you will earn. Buy a book on a topic that fascinates you. Everything you should want to learn has been written about. So you can spend $20 on a book to acquire a lifetime of knowledge of somebody. Spend money on your health. All the money spent on eating better and best physical things, training you can get. Take something out for a lunch or a coffee. You can learn something from somebody who is just a few steps ahead of you. So do that. Attend an evening event or conference in your field. They say your network is your net worth. You were to do what you want to do or get around those people who have already got one day. And that will increase your worth. You're investing yourself. And the seventh, focus on one thing at a time. Multitasking is nonsense. Multitasking is a recipe for doing a mediocre job on a bunch of random tasks. If you want to be remarkable, focus on one thing at a time and give it your full attention. When you chase two rabbits, you end up with catching none of them. Let's be clear. Have you ever chased rabbits? So start chasing rabbits two at a time. Go after one. When social media is filled with the people bragging about how much they do, they don't realize that we are all better at focusing one important thing at a time. I'm not saying don't do others. Prioritize, take one thing, do it. Second thing, do it, and like that. As a matter of fact, if you do that, you'll be much better. It's not that we have too little time to do all the things. No, we need to do. It is what we feel the need to do first. That's important. And most of us don't want to have an issue with time management. We struggle with figuring out one thing that deserves our focus. And we try to complete multiple different tasks simultaneously, and that's suicidal. Then next cheat code. Stop lying to yourself if you want to be unstoppable. People have the habit of lying to yourself. You have to know yourself and be yourself aware. Accept your limitations. You are not limitless. There's no sense in lying to yourself because you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. You don't want to be disappointed? Be honest. As it's tempting to make audacious statements about what you plan on doing, you are better off setting up small and attainable goals. And those small goals will accumulate and make one big goal. And the next, focus on quality friendship to build deeper relationships. You don't need quantity, you need quality friendships. How many times have you seen a documentary about an athlete, a musician, and a celebrity who ended up losing everything? Because these were the people always surrounded by entourage, yet it seems like they don't have any real friends. A few quality friendships and deep connections are worth than having thousands of acquaintances who don't care about you. You want to surround yourself with people of a similar mission, then you won't get sidetracked and you won't be brought down by anybody's misery. And the next one, the 10th, if you want to achievements, accept suffering. Without suffering, you won't get anywhere. Let's be very clear. You have to avoid, if you avoid suffering, you are avoiding success. No suffering, no success. This is the reason why so few people end up building a successful image, because they cannot get into amazing mental and physical state. Most of us will give up suffering because we're not sure if a short-term disappointment is worth the long-term results. Knowing that the suffering today is a better tomorrow is worth everything. It's a cheat that very few people accept, but this is a cheat which will help you grow enormously. And that's what you want to do. Then 11. How you react is much more important than what happens to you. Your reaction is more important. Now remember, life isn't something which happens to you. It is how you react to what happens to you. Instead of blaming the world for your problems, you have to get into the habit of taking accountability. Believe me, the buck stops with you. You can't choose what happens to you, but you can choose how you react to it and how you respond to the conflict and challenges. And that your reaction will make you take quantum jump ahead of others. Then choose to change your life if you want to change yourself. Change your life. Then you'll change tomorrow. Your life won't change until you change. This means you have to decide to change your life because nobody else can do it for you. Change your way of thinking. Change your attitudes. You can hire coaches, play for mentorship, join a mastermind, do anything you want. But if you don't decide to change, all those are useless. The choice you are making today will be reflected in the results that you get tomorrow or the day after. And that is what happens. We forget that. And then to become successful, this is the 13th cheat code. You will have to make many sacrifices. It's a lie to suffering. If you are suffering, you have to make sacrifice. If you don't make sacrifice, you cannot be successful. So suffering, sacrifice, successful. It's very easy to admire successful people when you see what they have accomplished. You don't know what they have gone through there. Many sacrifices are required if you want to get to the next level. And the good news, every sacrifice you make today will be evident in the reward that you receive tomorrow. And the 14th, you become more powerful when you don't worry about what others think of you. Ignore them. Just take it as a rubbish. So many of us worry about opinion of others. What will people say? When in reality, those people don't even know what's best for us. And we care for them. It would be best if we don't worry about the opinion of others who don't know what you are going to do. Ignore it. The truth is, more people will judge you because they are jealous of you. And they are jealous and they know that you are going to get ahead. So, they criticize you. You will never be criticized someone who is doing better than you are. You are only criticized by those people who are not doing as good as you are. Criticism comes from those who are jealous of you and who are not as successful as you are. So remember, when you are 20 years old, you care for what everyone thinks. When you are 40, you stop caring what everyone thinks. And when you are 70 or 60, you realize that nobody ever cared about what you are doing in a thing, first place. Now, this is important. And the last cheat code, 15, your vibes attract your tribe. Smiling may not seem like a big deal at the moment, but your energy, your magnetism will attract many opportunities. You may have heard, how your wife attacks your type, but you don't realize how accurate it is unless you try. How you present yourself to the world will determine what kind of energy you generate. And that generation of electricity, power, vibes, attracts people. It's important to remember this when you step in the world. So these 15 cheats will help you get ahead in the life. Save this list. Refer to it when you're looking for some inspiration or when you're feeling unstuck. And believe me, you'll be much ahead, galloping ahead of at least 95% of the people. They'll be left far behind. This is life is a marathon and Olympic. And you can use it to be successful, more successful than the others are. Try it. And believe me, you think why you did not accept these codes earlier. Thank you.